To solve equations, we need to use the inverse operation to isolate the variable that we are solving for. Hi everyone! In today's video, the learning objective is to be able to solve equations involving fractions. So we're going to consider 4 different examples. So the first one we're going to consider is this. Okay, so it's 3y over 2 equals 6. As we said earlier in the first video, to solve equations, we need to use the inverse operation to isolate the variable that we are solving for. So in this case, we are going to multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of the 2 first. Okay, so we have 3y over 2 is equal to 6. So we're going to multiply this side by 2 and this side by 2. Remember that whatever you do on one side of the equation, you do the same thing on the other side. Now, if we're going to simplify further, these 2 here will cancel out with the 2. So we have a remaining 3y is equal to 12. Alright. So the next thing we're going to do here is to get rid of the 3. And since this is multiplication, we'll use the inverse. So we're going to divide it by 3 and divide that by 3. So we'll now have 3 divided by 3 is 1, or just y. Okay, we don't need to write down the number 1. So this is 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4. Alright, done. The equation has been solved. Okay, now let's go to number 2. Okay, so we have that equation. Alright, so it's a more complex one than this first. So what we're going to do first here, since there is a denominator, we are going to multiply this side and the other side by 3. 3 and 3. So what we do, we multiply this one first. So that is 3 times 5b divided by 3 and plus that one there, 3 times 4. Okay, is equal to. Then we can simplify that. That is negative 18. Alright. Simplifying further, this 3 here will cancel out with that. So 5b plus 12 is equal to negative 18. Okay, simplifying it further, we need to get rid of the 12. Since this is a plus, we use the inverse, which is minus or subtract. So minus 12. Okay. This positive 12 and negative 12 will give you 0. And we don't need to write down 0. So 5b is equal to, we have to add the 2 numbers together because they're both negative. So negative 30. Okay? Now, this is again multiplication. So we divide it by 5 and divide it by 5. Alright, so you have 5 divided by 5 is 1, and so you have now b remaining on the left is equal to negative 6. Alright, example number 3 is 2d plus 4 divided by 4 is equal to 5. Now we need to get rid of the denominator, which is 4. Therefore, we need to multiply. Okay? The inverse operation of division is multiplication. So we'll multiply this by 4 and we'll multiply that by 4. So this will cancel out with that. So giving us 2d plus 4 is equal to 20. Alright. Next thing, we need to get rid of the positive 4. We'll use the inverse operation, which is subtraction. So we need to subtract 4. Okay? So this one will give you 2d is equal to, this will give you a 0. And this one is 20 and negative 4 we need to subtract. So that is going to be 16. Now we need to divide to get rid of the 2. So divided by 2. Then you will have this one will cancel out with that. So that would be d is equal to 8. Okay. So now we go to example number 4. Okay. So, okay, I'm getting there. Okay. So example number 4, you have this, and you have 4x plus 4 all over 5 plus 6 equals 12. So there is a denominator here, so meaning division is involved. Therefore, we're going to multiply. Use the inverse, okay, of division, so multiplication. Alright, so multiply both sides by 5. Okay, when we multiply, we have to do it like that, so one at a time with both terms in the numerator. I mean, on the left side of the equation. Okay, so that's the first. And plus 5, and you have this one here, multiply it with that, times 6 is equal to 60. Okay. Now we are going to simplify it further. This multiplied by this fraction here, we can cancel out that. So you have 4x plus 4 plus 30 equals 60. Right. Now these two terms here are similar, that 4 there and 30. So you can put them together. So you have 4x plus, because they are both positive, we need to add them, put them together as one. That's 4 plus 30 is 34, equals 60. Alright. Get rid of the 34 by way of the inverse operation. So you have 34 there, and you will have, this one will be 0. Okay, so 4x is equal to 26. Okay, and this is times, so we need to divide by 4, divide by 4. Okay, so 4 divided by 4 is 1, and then x, so 1x or simply x is equal to 26 divided by 4 is 6.5. Okay, it's done. Alright, so we have considered example 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now it's time for you to do some problems. Okay, so erase the writings. So I want you to try the following equations. Okay, so this is similar to equation 1, worked example number 1, worked example number 2, worked example number 3, and worked example number 4. So if you need to go back and look at the working out, then you can go back to the video. Alright, bye for now.